Hello Unfinished fam, welcome back to another Unfinished Wednesday. If you don't know me, I'm Dr. Jones, but I really do prefer that you call me Chelsea. Being the only Black woman in my program really forced me to have to search for my safe space. So in today's video, I'm gonna give you some tips on how to find your own safe space and share how I found mine. Before we get started, subscribe to my channel and be sure to follow me on the socials to get more insight on my unfinished lifestyle. The first tip that I have for you is understanding your own expectations. The term safe space is thrown around quite a bit in low diverse environments and can vary based on the individual. Safe can encompass a range of things. Are you safe physically? Emotionally? Is your future safe? What about your capability to create in a capacity that's true to yourself? Having a space that allows you to be comfortable in any or all of these regards can be what it means to have a safe space. A safe space is as unique and fitting as a love language. For me, I identify a safe space as a place where I can be vulnerable in my fears, insecurities, thoughts, and ideas, and largely my emotions. As you identify what your expectations are, write them down and begin to envision how having this space will be for you. Now, a mistake that I made was I projected my own ideas of my perfect safe space onto others.
What you mean?
I mean, I had these grandeur expectations and thought I was gonna get exactly that, but when I didn't, I felt much worse about the situation. Please do not downscale what you require from a safe space just to acquire a space where you feel slightly at ease yet still on edge. But do recognize what you expect from others versus what they're capable of providing. Just like having multiple mentors for different things, you should look to craft and identify multiple safe spaces. As I said before, there are a multitude of ways to define a safe space, and having a single space doesn't cover it all. And if it does, you may tax that space from overuse. In my program, I knew there were niche spaces where I could and could not speak on certain topics or issues I was having. I had friends who would prefer not to hear negative feedback about some professors, yet I was having strong issues with these same professors. In this case, I feared the invalidation that I would face from not truly being heard. And from my experience, one of the worst case scenarios is believing that you're in a safe space just to find out that you aren't. So, vet your spaces and ensure that when you share, it's falling onto the right ears and hearts. And if you're unsure about the space, test the waters. Share something that you're comfortable with and observe. This one can be tough. Asking for help for finding a safe space can sometimes feel like playing Russian roulette and cause serious anxiety. While you're searching for a safe space may be a sensitive subject for you, and you may not want to divulge information to just anyone, but it may be a limit on what your current space can provide for you. It's like the difference in speaking to students you trust versus a trusted professor. The other students can console you, but they're limited in the actions that they can take to help you resolve certain problems, particularly when it involves another person in your department. On the contrary, it is helpful to ask these students their insights and experiences and what professors they do and do not recommend you share your story with. I should also mention here that this depends on what results you're searching for. Again, this is what different safe spaces is for. Are you okay with just wanting to share, or are you looking for serious action to be taken? Are you the only in your program? Your department? Heck, your entire building? I'm no genius, but I am statistically inclined enough to let you know that your chances of finding a safe space is lower if there isn't someone around that looks like you. Hold your horses. This does not mean that if there are people that look like you automatically have a safe space. Just that your chances are greater because you may share some similar experiences. Putting yourself outside of your comfort zone and searching outside of your department, heck, even outside of your college, may be worth it. Most universities have student organizations you may identify with. For me, it was the Black Graduate Student Association, BGSA. Initially, I didn't feel comfortable interacting. I'm not a very social person. I'm actually a very awkward turtle. But it got to the point where I was in desperate need of a safe space on campus. So I did what any socially awkward, super busy grad student would do. I applied to be a board member. So I had to talk to other people. You would think that I was super stressed that year with the additional work, but no. The relief and serenity that I felt from having a space on campus where I felt heard and could empathize outweighed everything else. Don't feel limited on where you can search for a safe space. Technology is a thing and you should use it. Listen, you're watching this video right now. Chances are you can relate to my story or experiences. I'm not the only person who's felt alone on their journey because how they identify. I've met some amazing people online who I felt comfortable enough to share my story and who have provided me with advice and solutions. Search social media for hashtags and you might be able to find more people who you can form a safe space with. A rule to live by is put out what you expect to receive. You may be struggling to find a safe space, but this doesn't mean that you have to shut off others from the opportunity of finding one. Chances are, if you're the only in your program, then you have inside experiences that others could benefit from. Do not pour from an empty cup though. If you truly don't have the capacity to be what someone needs, then that's fine. It's better to not be available than to show up half-heartedly. Listen, all I'm saying is if you can, then do. By showing up for someone else, you might even find yourself in a safe space. It can be an opportunity to have a synergistic and mutually beneficial relationship. It isn't always easy to be comfortable enough to open up about your struggles or emotions. It takes a lot of trust and vulnerability, and sometimes it can be a high risk. However, what I've learned is that sometimes this risk is necessary to put yourself at better odds. And if your safe spaces aren't giving what they're supposed to give, you should find spaces that have it. For a long time, I was lacking a space where I could openly discuss what I was really experiencing in my program. I thought it was okay and that talking to my husband and my friends would suffice, but it didn't. I needed someone who understood the nuances of what was really happening, and I needed someone who can help me do something about the situation. Although the root issue and trauma is still unresolved, by finding the space I truly needed, I was at least able to overcome the despair that I felt from it. I really want to thank you for watching this video. By wanting to find a safe space and actively searching for one, you recognize that you deserve to be heard. So treat my channel as a safe space in whatever capacity that you need it. Subscribe and stick around for a bit. I'll see you soon.